still drunk in hour, hooting out the cloud. Welcome to our live stream, OG After Dark.
2 live streams in one day? Yes.
What is this sorcery?
This is what we do for you, the OG fam. Let's go. It's an OG After Dark. It's brought to you by our friends at Bloomin Blinds. There was a lot of football that required blinders, if we're being honest. There's some ugly football in this one today between Duke and North Carolina, but that's not why you watch these games. They're rivalry games. As somebody put in the chat, nobody cares about these games except us, which makes them fun. So, alongside Joe Giglio, I'm Joe Ovies. We are inside Eford Studios. And again, the OG After Dark brought to you by Bloomin Blinds. Check them out online at bloominblinds.com. 10 or more window treatments, you're going to get 10% off your order. I made the mistake, Joe, as we set the table and we get started, and we'll go to the OG Sports phone. We got plenty of people in the chat. When Duke was up 24-10, and kind of given the way that North Carolina seemed intent on punching itself in the dick more than Duke is capable of punching itself in the dick, I'm like, okay, I kind of see where this is going. In fact, I even had the headline ready to go. Little Billy spanked by Duke.
Clever.
But that was not, it's a good thing I did not work too hard in Photoshop for that one, because I forgot, this is my mistake, that Duke all season long refuses to play a complete game, refuses to put it on the table and say, yeah, man, we're better than you, and we're going to execute the entire game and not open the door for another team to come in. And I've used this line a lot, but it bears repeating once again. Duke has had a nasty habit of being the architects of their own demise. And sure enough, it looked like they were, because after, hey, man, if you made the whole UNC season out of first drives on offense, that'd be great. But eventually they settled down, and they had put a lot of work in getting to Gio Lopez. They tried a couple of deep shots that weren't necessarily working out. They did a good job containing him after a while. But then they let them get back in this game. I was flabbergasted that they allowed that offense, which has been terrible all year long, to convert as much as they did on fourth down. I know the ESPN broadcast, the ACC Network broadcast, had put up the third down conversions in Wake. I think it was 4 for 14. They were moving it on Duke in crucial situations. And they eventually took that lead, hit the 2-point conversion. And I thought Duke was going to gag this thing away. But then I also thought, you know what? Manny Diaz pulling off that fake field goal, it almost resulted in a touchdown. But instead it went to Andrew Castle, the touchdown vulture that he is today. I thought to myself, there it is. Manny's going, wasn't this man at an adult cheerleading competition at Dorton Arena on Sunday instead of prepping for the game? I'm not going to lose to this guy. There's no way I'm losing to this guy, right? And he pulled that thing off, and that was your ball game right there. Carolina was shook at that point. Duke did a good job of containing them once they got the ball back, and there's your ball game, Joe.
I'm going to try to give you this out of both sides of my mouth. Are you ready?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. Number one, I think both things can be true.
Okay.
Yes, Duke had a 24-10 lead in the second half of this football game. From that point, I actually thought Carolina outplayed Duke straight up.
I don't disagree.
For large portions of the second half of this football game.
Yeah, don't disagree.
Even taking that 25-24 lead.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought up front, Carolina was better than Duke. I thought Carolina's defensive line straight up was better than Carolina's offensive line in the second half of this game, and gave their team a chance to win the game. I thought Gio Lopez, who, let's be honest, has struggled this year.
Yeah.
Has had a difficult season. Thought he was a gamer today. I actually really liked the way that he played. So I'm sitting here, I'm watching the game, and I'm going, Mike Lombardi, the dinosaur, maybe the Stegosaurus wins the race after all.
Oh, the Crunkleton would have been hopping tonight.
He told us, remember,
yes.
when he was telling us what was wrong with the color blue and how soft they are, don't be fooled. By the end of the year, we're going to be a tough team. We're going to be a physical team. And sure enough, that's what they looked like for about 20 minutes in the second half of this football, maybe even 25. In the second half of this football game, I was ready to tip my cap and tell Mike Lombardi and Bill Belichick Job well done. Welcome to the triangle. You got one more game now. You win that one, you go to a bowl, and everyone's happy at 6-6. My gosh. And then a funny thing happened, because I think you can say this out of the other side of your mouth and still be correct.
Yeah.
And it pains me to say it, because I told you when he took this job that there would not be games that they lose because of Bill Belichick.
And yet,
I told you when he took these jobs, they will be prepared. They'll be ready. They won't beat themselves. That's what I said. I had the sheet 8-4 because they won't beat themselves. Let's start with 12 penalties to the point where Jones Angel is talking on the radio broadcast as I was driving in. That's all he was talking about. All of the mistakes. Poor Marcus Allen. We began this opus this year, the opus Belichick, with Marcus Allen being called for like 7 penalties and TCU picking on him. Well, we get a running into the kicker after Todd Polino misses a basic chip shot,
which was Duke doing the stupid shit with an unsportsmanlike.
Yes.
Okay. That put him further back for Polino to miss the kick. Then
So
it was a roughing the kicker.
There we go. I'll get to how Duke scored here eventually, but 7 points right there on a bad penalty. That's bad coaching. Okay. Kid made an effort play, but you got to understand in that situation, we're not giving them extra life, and they're not very good as a kicking team, by the way, special teams all year. That's number one. Number two, end game awareness, situational awareness. His dad at Navy taught Tom O'Brien, taught him, this is what we do in practice. Every situation, Mike Krzyzewski, every game, up 5, down 10, da. You go through every scenario. A team that struggles to kick lines up for a field goal. ESPN has the graphic. He's 3 of 6 on field goals in the fourth quarter. He's 11 of 16 on kicks this season. As previously just said, he missed a bunny in the second quarter of the game. Poor Andrew Simpson, who I believe, let me just check this real quick, their linebacker. This is the kid who brought him from Washington, or no?
What, Andrew Simpson?
No. He's a local.
No,
okay.
He's a local.
Poor
Thad Dixon came over.
Okay. Poor Andrew Simpson.
Yeah.
On the fake field goal by Duke. And again, we're going to get to the point where we credit Duke for what they did here, but just they're down 1. Situational awareness. Bill Belichick may have gone over this in practice. I don't know. Simpson's in field goal safe. He doesn't go to the kicker.
Yeah.
He's playing field goal safe. What was he looking at? Honestly. So again, that's your team's not prepared for every situation. You're in a call where the guy, like, you're in field goal safe. What are you doing? Who are you keying on?
Yeah.
So that's bad coaching. To be here on November 22nd in game 11 and your team's making all of these penalties, your team is getting caught with their pants down on a formation. That was his, by the way. Oh, don't worry. I'm getting to that.
Oh, yeah.
And then in this situational awareness of, are they really going to kick a 44-yard field goal here? Like,
no, they're not going to kick a 44.
I'm not trying to discredit what Duke did.
No, I know.
But
I know.
But this linebacker is in field goal safe and he's not tracking the kicker.
Right.
So I'm flabbergasted by the fact that, yes, as a whole, Carolina has improved from the TCU game. Congratulations. A very low bar. I get that. But they have improved. I do think they are a very physical team, just as Mike Lombardi and Bill Belichick promised.
Sure.
But they are a poorly coached team, and it has now cost them in several games, and in this one, especially with a fourth quarter lead where their players really poured it out and had a chance to win this game and really kind of give everybody the bird by walking off the field like, okay, here we go. Here we are. We're still in this thing.
He's got one more chance.
Well, so that was those were my Belichick thoughts.
By the way, real quick to add to that, I'll just kind of piggyback off what you said. I mean, it was abundantly clear that this team was not prepared at the beginning. And those things have kind of snowballed as the year has gone on. I give the players a lot of credit for putting out effort because, we talked about this with Andrew Jones last week from Tar Heel 24/7. The way he's talking, you can expect a lot of transfers when it's all said and done, that the locker room is going to be cleared out fairly quick. I'm paraphrasing what Andrew Jones told us on Thursday, but that's what he was saying. And I've floated this before, and I think I'm very, very right about this, and that players understand that they're either playing for their jobs where they're at next year because of the transfer portal adds competition, or you're putting enough on tape that other people will see and say, hey, man, I can work with that. Why don't you come over here? Understanding the circumstances. Okay. So I give a lot of the credit to the players for being able, for having the effort, for having the want to, all that, because this easily could have gone off the rails, man. Easily.
Yeah.
Could have gone off the rails.
Yeah.
But all those things that you said about Belichick, he's got to care. Ultimately, you have to care. And I've never been given any indication from Bill Belichick that he really cares about this. He wants to teach, he gets to coach, but you gotta you gotta understand what this is about in college. And he just doesn't have that in his DNA. He just doesn't have it in his
Not
DNA.
at this age.
Not at this age.
Yeah.
Not at this age. So that's why we're here, and that's why they looked so unprepared, because ultimately the head coach has to give a shit. And I just don't think he does.
Now, let us give Duke credit.
Yeah.
The fake field goal call. Manny Diaz, Jonathan Brewer, their special teams have been a mess this year. A mess.
Mm-hmm.
Polino, I mentioned 11 of 16 going into this game. He's a perfectly whatever kicker, but I even said, I'm watching the thing live. I go, he's going to miss this because this is not a great setup for him.
Yeah.
And boom, here comes a great call on the fake field goal. Perfectly timed. Again, you catch the linebacker who's supposed to be in field goal safe napping. But that's the kind of play that you clearly have been practicing, because it wasn't like this timeout. It wasn't like this commotion. It wasn't like, we're about to run a fake. It was just business as usual. He probably even held up his hand, like kicking team, kick it, did the whole thing. That's a great call. Manny Diaz now is 5-0 against the Big Four. 5-0. 2-0 against Carolina, 2-0 against State at Duke, and 1-0 against Wake, and they'll play the Deeks next week to close this out. Jonathan Brewer, their offensive coordinator. I now want, and again, the kicker has had a tough year, for him to run that and outrun the sleeping linebacker and the blocking that they did. Again, that's a play that they had been practicing. That's a play that they had set up, executed it perfectly. You go back to the Tulane game, you go back to the Illinois game, all of the problems that their special teams have had this year. That's a great reward for that kicker and for those players to pull off that play. Now, Jonathan Brewer.
Oh,
Duke's offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I think somebody, let's go for one of two scenarios here. Either somebody listens to this podcast in some downtime, that's fine. Or all of these college coaches have been lined up in their back pocket. I want to show you something.
What did I tell you?
You did. I want to show you something.
Okay.
This is from 10 years ago in the playoffs. This is the New England Patriots in the playoffs. I want to show you something. Can you see me using my widget here?
Yeah, look at you.
This person right here is ineligible because he's covered by this receiver right here. This person right here, the defense doesn't realize he's an ineligible receiver because of the number that he's wearing. Okay, I'm going to get to this whole point here in a second.
Yeah.
In this game, in this playoff game, in real time, what Bill Belichick did was take his offensive lineman off of the field and put an extra receiver on the field. Okay, so
This pissed off Harbaugh to no end.
well, we'll show the clip here.
Yeah.
But I want you to understand this person right here is ineligible. Okay. So what you're doing is you're pulling the defense towards the ineligible player. So your safety is not paying attention to what would be the left tackle, which is really a tight end. Again, this is Bill Belichick scheming the system 10 years ago in the NFL. I want you to rewind on this podcast. One of the very first times Andrew Jones was on, I told him, hey, man, we're going to get Jacoby Brissett running that wing T, Gio Lopez. I said, hey, man, we're going to get the direct snap to the running back. We'll get a tight end. We'll get a linebacker playing tight end. And we're going to get the funky formation of the offensive line and being split, the ineligible receiver, illegal formation. I said it. I called it. I just thought it would be Bill Belichick who would do it. Let's watch it because I believe they wanted to on this drive. Oh, look who it was. Oh, did that one look familiar yet? They keep running it. Okay. They keep running it. Because look, they don't want to sub because Baltimore hasn't identified who the ineligible receiver is. So I'm going to hit pause here. I'm going to get out of this. Okay. Now the NFL subsequently banned that formation.
Yes. Because Harbaugh lost his shit.
Correct.
Yeah.
But what Duke did on their second touchdown of the game, and I'm giving Jonathan Brewer, their offense coordinator, credit for this.
Sure.
Okay? They took their left tackle and they put him in the slot where the ineligible receiver is.
Mm-hmm.
Even our boy Steve Adazio was dazzled because he had not a single clue. He's like, oh, it's going to be a screen. It's going to be a screen. And it's like, no, dude, he's running the Belichick play against Belichick. And sure enough, number 5, whoever number 5 is for Carolina, comes over to the wrong side of the formation, loses track of the tight end. The tight end ends up catching the touchdown to give Duke a 14-7 lead. So once again, Des Kitchings, if you're out there sharing tape with Jonathan Brewer, you got to get up a little earlier to fool your boy. I promise.
I knew that would give you a chuckle. That would absolutely give you a chuckle. But I want to hear it again. Was I right?
You were right about these college coaches, starting with TCU, having that thing in the holster, continuing with Dabo Swinney with the trick play on the first play of the game. Then now we see Manny Diaz and Jonathan Brewer just like, and what a priceless reaction. If I have it on the DVR, I think I do. After they run the fake field goal, Belichick kind of turns, drops his head.
Oh, he drops it, he spits.
Yeah. And I'm like, you can hear the inner dialogue.
Right.
These fucking college coaches got me again.
Right.
Again.
Because you rolled in here thinking, what are these motherfuckers know?
We're the 33rd NFL.
What are these jabronis know? They're coaching college. What do they know? They don't have 6 Super Bowl rings. Every college coach was going to take great delight in sticking it to Belichick.
Yeah.
And that gets us to the NC State game on Saturday. My last thoughts on this before we go to the OG Sports vote and read some comments and things like that. I know that State fans are like super pissed and over Dave Doran. Totally get that. But once again, you are entering into a game where attitude matters. Caring matters. Bill Belichick, once again, does not understand the dynamic of a State Carolina game. He barely understood the dynamic of a Duke game. I think he said all the things he thought he had to say for the cheap pops, beat Duke and all that kind of stuff, which, by the way, for a rivalry game, that was a pretty sleepy Keenan. That was not a packed spot.
Yeah, I mean, I was
when it was 24-10. I mean, I was texting people that were there after it was 24-10. That place, people were just headed out to Franklin Street. Why am I watching this? So it was not a great crowd. That's not what it's going to be like on Saturday at Carter Finley Stadium at 7:30, where people are liquored up and ready to go and absolutely going to have a ball watching Bill Belichick potentially get beat by NC State and then putting the dagger, the final Vortex dagger into Bill Belichick, where he closes out this non-bowl game.
Gotta be careful with that word should in the Wolfpack.
Well,
gotta be careful.
Hey, that's on Dave Doran, by the way.
Yeah.
Because that's where I was headed. If they were going to lose this game, incredibly embarrassing for Manny Diaz and Duke. Incredibly embarrassing had they lost this game. When they were up
24-10. Yeah, sure.
Up 24-10, right? And you did that thing again, and you should have taken Carolina completely out of it. That was going to be a highly embarrassing, and basically every Miami fan telling all the Duke fans who have been chesty about all this stuff going, we tried to tell you about Manny. We tried to tell you, and yet here we are. So he avoided it, and again, he pulled that out of his bag of tricks, and it was very, very impressive. Let's see. One thing that we are not going to do. Now, what did I see that? I saw this in the chat. Where's this guy? Where'd it go? From Brian on the YouTube chat. Can't take the Mac Brown out of the Mac Brown guys. Brian.
I guess Pacer and
Brian. Do you?
I guess Simpson. I don't know.
I'm sorry. What? That's also how many games in? The greatest coach of all time should be able to overcome those things if we're going to bang on quote unquote Mac Brown guys. Also, who's left? You probably would have been a lot. You probably would have. Here's the thing that nobody wants to admit. You would have been a better team this year if you brought back all the all things being equal. Let's say whatever team Mac Brown thought he was going to have this year, whatever team you thought Mac Brown was going to have.
Get my brain now.
Yeah,
whatever
team
mindset.
Yeah, whatever team that Mac Brown thought he was going to have this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
You remove Mac Brown and put Belichick in, they have a better year. But they completely missed on evaluating guys, and that's how you end up here in this situation. Anyway. We're not. I saw that in the chat. I'm just like, dude, get out of here. Don't stop. Let Mac live, man. He's enjoying his best life, right? Wearing his Texas stuff. Now let's go to the OG sports phone, shall we? You know the number.
919-444-2211. Call the OG sports phone and curse or don't.
All right, let's go to a 919.
Man, I'm coming out of that NC State game. And, obviously go Wolfpack and all that.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the wrong one. Hold on a second. This is the 919.
Hey, guys. Sitting here watching this Duke-Carolina game. It just seems like Bill Belichick is clueless out here. He makes some very dumb calls, or his coaches do. And then every time there's a penalty, he is clueless on the sideline looking for somebody to tell him what's wrong. Damn, Carolina. I hate it for you. You got to get Belichick out of there. Unbelievable coaching. Doesn't give you all a chance at all. By the way, God damn it, Dave Doring.
Man, hey, I'll say this for Carolina next week. Going to Carter Field Stadium. They got nothing to lose. They ain't going to a bowl, right? They ain't going to a bowl.
No, they get their bowl game next week.
That's their bowl game.
Yeah.
And NC State's going to have all the pressure to join Duke and Wake Forest in beating Bill Belichick. No pressure. We'll see how that works out. Let's go do another 919.
Hey, Bubba. It's me again. There's 2 minutes left in this game against Duke. Pretty sure we know how this is going to turn out. Take the Mac Brown out of the program that can't take the Mac Brown out of the players. Roughing the kicker. I almost turned it off after that, quite frankly. But I'll tell you what, man. Did you guys know that there is a player who used to play on App State's team that is now on Duke's team? He's from Watauga County. He went to Watauga High School, and he only had one D1 offer. Holy fucking human interest story. These things are for women and children. Get them all the fucking way out of it. I've heard this story 5 fucking times. We thought the guy died in the second fucking quarter, and then he comes back and runs a touchdown in the third. We got it, man. We got it. West Durham, love you. I know it's not you. It's your production crew. Holy fucking shit. Thank you. Thank you, Mike Allstott guy for Duke. Great. This is great.
Right.
And also, NC State has a fucking horseshoe up their ass. I've never seen anything quite like the fucking special teams production. As bad as Carolina's special teams has been, I've never seen anything like that last night. Holy shit. Why can't a football bounce off of an opponent's head for Carolina? All we do is fumble into the fucking end zone and roll 50 yards downfield. And our punter recover it, or our athletic trainer recover it. I don't want to hear anything about you motherfuckers being downtrodden or unlucky. You NC State motherfuckers. Horseshit. Fuck.
Curse or don't. Hey, look, I was about to get mad because I'm like, are we doing the Mac Brown thing? Are we? It's November 22nd. We're still doing the Mac Brown thing? Nah. We ain't having that. But the call saved itself. Excellent call. I enjoyed that. I absolutely enjoyed that. All right, let's go to a 573.
This is the greatest coach of all time. Dude looks so bored out of his skull. He looks like me waiting for takeout when I've left my phone in my car. Bill, give it up, dude. Just go be a supportive adult cheerleading husband. Drive the little VW bus all around the country or all over the region and just cheer for Jordan. And what are you doing, man? This is embarrassing. Love you guys. You're the best.
That's good.
I heard, just to piggyback off of this guy's point.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can't remember if I brought this up with you or not. I heard
Yeah.
somebody describe going to the bathroom without their phone as a 90s dump. And I had to go take a 90s dump. And I was like, that's not true though, because we had magazines.
Yeah.
Everybody had magazines in their bathroom.
Hey, so not to give out too much information, but I went to my parents because I'd drop off my brother.
Yeah.
And my brother hung around. We ended up going to, he really wanted to go to Clues for lunch because when he's here, that's like his spot. So shout out to the Clues family. Always doing great work. And so I was like, all right,
Did you know Dan was buddies with Darius Rucker?
Yeah.
I didn't know that till he had posted something on Facebook a couple weeks ago.
So, so I went back to my parents' house and I forgot. So I had to go to the bathroom. And I forgot that my dad still keeps like Mad magazines in the bathroom. I don't need my phone. Like, hey, you know what? I haven't. What are those spies up to? What's the spy up to these days?
Wait, do they still print or are they just old?
I think they're just old.
Okay.
I want to say they were printing up until a couple of years ago.
Yeah. When they print now with no ads, they're like this.
Yeah, there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there. But those wacky spy versus spy comics, they get me every time. Bring back magazines in the bathroom, man. Bring them back. Let's go to a 704.
Hey guys, it's Paul. Damn it, Duke. All right, listen, on its surface, I don't care that you beat North Carolina because, as I established earlier this year, I want Bill Belichick to fail miserably. So, check mark on that. But you missed the bigger picture here, Duke. If you had lost this game, we would have had a scenario where going into the final week, there was a possibility that all three triangle teams could be 6-6 after the summer of establishing what triangle good was. You missed the assignment, Duke. You missed it. Unbelievable.
That really would have been something. But we avoided it. Let me see. Where's my image? Do I still have my image of that Michael sent me?
Of the mid?
So if you're watching obviously you're watching on YouTube, although I will put the audio out after we're done here. If you're watching on YouTube, you see Michael put together our After Dark image, and it's Ramses and the Blue Devil dapping each other up, getting the high fives in, getting the shakes in. And he titled this piece of art "Standing on Mid," which is very, very accurate. And then I had, I don't have it. It's somewhere in my file tray. I've got so many files. I mean, my organization's out here looking like Rands right now.
Yeah.
It's bad. I got to clean up my computer.
It's not good.
But remember Michael Jones, who had unearthed the old drunk wolf from the old 70s PBR ad, which we now use all the time, sent us a graphic where it was like the gangs tying the bandanas together. The 6 or 7 are bust, right? And that's where we were headed. That's where we were headed for this. Thankfully, did not happen. And now we get UNC's bowl game against NC State at Carter Finley Stadium. Whisked away to magical Raleigh. We'll see how that goes. We got some recommendations for Bill. Check out Long Leaf Swine, dude, if you haven't gone yet. Enjoy an OG Light. You might need it. Let's go to a 540.
Hey, guys, it's Ben from Bull City Coordinators calling in just to say, let's go Duke, let's go Duke, ring that bell. I'm also kind of surprised Belichick actually hung around for the handshake and didn't just run off the field like, he's prone to do. Keep up the good work, guys.
Yeah, I will admit that the way Duke ended up winning this game with a fake field goal and some shenanigans that you highlighted at the beginning of this podcast, whether or not Bill Belichick would do the blow-by, No, he wanted to get out the field, but he actually did shake hands and have something to say to Manny Diaz. It wasn't a Jake Dickert Wake Forest situation, which again, I will going back to last week. That was something that Bill Belichick invited by calling a timeout and putting Wake in a situation where, fine, you want us to score a touchdown? Fuck you. We'll score a touchdown. You don't be mad at us. You put us in the situation.
Here's a better look at Mikey P's work here.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Standing on mid.
Kind of looks like Coach K a little
bit. Maybe it is Coach K in a tracksuit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's go back to the sports phone at 919.
Hello, G. 6:52 p.m. First seat driver. Manny Diaz woke up and accepted the assignment, and they won the damn game. 32-25, the victory bell. He understood the concept of beating Bill Belichick. Amazing. Crazy game. Good. That being said, next weekend, Dave Doran, you know the assignment. You've known it as always. Beat their ass. Beat Bill Belichick. Beat the cheerleader coach. Thank you as always, OG. Have a good weekend.
So this is what it sets up for on Saturday between North Carolina and NC State. As James, who's a very fun follow on various social media outlets, has some fun facts here. UNC won 4 games in Steve Belichick's first season as a North Carolina assistant coach. # like father, like son. It's kind of where we're headed right now. The other fun fact, and this is where Bill Belichick's truly fighting history. Carolina football has only been 0-3 in Big 4 games in the same season 3 times. 1941, 1988, and 1989. We are now staring at a new entry with Bill Belichick because we all had it on our bingo card that Bill Belichick, multi-Super Bowl champion, a guy who was brought here to give Carolina some juice, would go on this list as the 4th team to go 0-3 in Big 4 games in the same season.
Well, Joe, this is all part of the long-term plan because 88, 89 was Mac Brown's first 2 years. Mac Brown 1.0. And then by the end, I believe he won 25 in a row against Big 4 teams. His last 5 years.
All right.
If not a little bit more than that. Like, he absolutely owned the state by the end. So you just have to get to years 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
Checks math. Bill will only be, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83 in those 5 years. So right on schedule.
Yeah, Curtis, I wasn't going to say anything that you sounded drunk, but if you're just going to call yourself out, then by all means, call yourself out.
Courtesy, you're having fun, man.
Hey, man. Hey, it's a Saturday night. Everybody's having a good time.
You didn't get the mid-afternoon nap that I got after.
How was your nap?
It's glorious.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Let's go. I think we've got time for one more. Here's a 224. So I got hockey.
Hey, fellas, just calling to say love the show. First time really calling in. Just want to remind everyone that as of tonight, Bill Belichick has 6 Super Bowl wins, but 0 wins over the Duke Blue Devils. Go to hell, Carolina. Let's go, Duke. Have a good one, guys.
There you go. From Sean, not one redeeming or promising thing has come out from this year, and a whole lot of terrible, embarrassing, horrible things. Fuck Bill Belichick for stealing money from UNC.
Curse or don't.
There was a lot of cursing today from Joe. Phil Berger forcing UNC to take Belichick, and now they aren't even going to make a crappy bowl game. Yeah, man. That's kind of where we're at right now. From Lake, I've never cheered for a more lonesome UNC team. That's saying something.
I don't know. Is the team itself?
The team itself is fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the team. The players. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just the whole aura around this team because of Bill Belichick and everything that's going on. Another one from the YouTube comment section. This is a UNC failure. Belichick was a terrible hire, and I expected it He got way more money than Mac ever got, yet this season can't even make a bowl game. Mac's teams would have made bowl games. And, it's funny. We've been sitting here comparing things to like Wake Forest and Jake Dicker, right? We did that last week and how quickly he's able to. Wake's got 8 fucking wins, man.
It's impressive.
8. Last week we joked about hey, man, we didn't think you'd be worth anything this year. So here's your ACC Coach of the Year. But 8 wins? Yeah, man, that absolutely elevates you into ACC Coach of the Year territory, given everything that you had to battle. But I do think that the ultimate failure in all of this, if we wanted to bring Mac Brown into the conversation, it's not about the players. It's not about anything other than you were supposed to have a clean break from an older coach with no discernible future. And you were going to modernize your program while the rest of college football, you were supposed to have the head start on this.
Mm-hmm.
You were supposed to be in a position where potentially John Summerall comes, or whoever the hot assistant might be, to modernize where you're going. And it's real interesting in how quickly, I see if I can pull this up. I forgot who put this out here, but maybe it was Sean again. But essentially saying you're seeing James Franklin show up at Virginia Tech. How do you think that's going to go? Not that I'm expecting Virginia Tech to win national championships right out of the gate, but it's like, we talked about this with Chip last week. The modernization of Virginia Tech football, while it was happening later than it should have, is actually happening. And this Bill Belichick experiment is only sinking you, or at least making you trail behind everybody else while college football is modernizing. Just something that if you really were going to evoke Mac Brown's name, that's where you do it. Because if this is what you were going to get, well, then you should just brought Mac Brown back for one more season and then made a decision to see where you wanted to go for college football in the modernization of college football. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to put that out. As Ken points out, Mac used to say going to Carolina was a 40-year decision, going to take about as long to recover from this. Whatever
it does seem clear that they're going to give Belichick clearly next year. Beyond that, I don't know. Hey man, it's written on the desk here, man. It's actually a 2-part axiom for Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is the master of past performance does not guarantee future results. When he traded Vince Wilfork, when he got rid of all the players that he would routinely get rid of, Randy Moss, like, hey man, I ain't paying you for what you did. Yeah. I'm paying you for what I think you're going to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's passed you by.
Yeah.
I think it's over for you. And it's hard to argue otherwise with the way that he's done this year. Second part of it, of course, is what must be done eventually should be done immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, going back and thinking about last year, Carolina goes to Boston College and gets smoked, and Bubba Cunningham saw enough. And look where Boston College is now, too, by the way.
Yeah.
But he saw enough and that was it. That was the breaking point. You look at this Carolina team, and he was the lone dissenting voice when it came to Belichick. So I don't know who it would have to be to have that breaking point moment. Because honestly, I thought Carolina was going to get blown out today. It was 24-10, and I was like, okay, I thought they were going to get smoked today.
Yeah, that's a mistake that I made in trusting a Duke football team that has not been able. You have not been able to trust Duke football at all this year. Games in which you think they should be able to handle it, they make them closer than they need to be, or they just straight up get clowned like they did against Virginia last week after they got embarrassed at UConn. Like,
Duke. Yeah.
It's like Duke loses to UConn. Oh, that's a shocker. It's on the road. Oh, wow. What the hell happened? All right, you bounce back from that. They no-showed against Virginia.
I know.
So this is a Duke team that honestly is all things considered, this has been a disappointing Duke team. There's a separate conversation to be had about Duke and Manny Diaz this year. I would say it's a disappointment with the opportunities they've had.
You're right, but if they beat Wake next week, that's 2 years in a row.
State champs.
It's 2 years in a row where not only just state champs, but beat them all. Didn't lose any of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like,
that's why they paid Darian Mensah all that money?
I'm not trying to tie this back to us and triangle good, but ultimately you're staring at the definition of a triangle good year.
I know.
You made a bowl.
I know.
You beat all your rivals.
I know.
You won the state championship. And I get it. They have a bigger financial commitment and higher expectations, and certainly had more in front of them this year.
Mm-hmm.
And the first 3 quarters against Virginia were not acceptable. Straight up, not acceptable.
No.
But listen, I just think the way that this week is going to set up, because I'm as equally interested in that Duke Wake game this week.
Oh, I'm with you.
You know, and Curtis, yeah, ECU. I told you I was slightly worried about this UTSA nonsense because they crushed Tulane down there in the old Alamo Dome, and I was like, what is happening? What? And then they would go, when they go on the road, they lose. When they go back to that dome, they win. And it was a reload the musket game today for ECU. They got smashed down in San Antonio. So your ticket's dead. Your ticket is dead.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for this OG After Dark. Thanks to everybody in the chat, everybody watching. Throw us a like, hype the video, leave some comments. All those things help with the algorithm.
Pour yourself a drink and go watch the parade.
Yeah, we really did 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2 hours and change.
Did you feel it in your blood?
We rawed that.
It was kind of like radio.
We raw dogged that thing for 2.5 hours nearly. No commercial breaks. You know, that wasn't gonna, since you brought it up.
No show prep.
Oh, there was no show prep. We just wing it, man. That's where I felt it in my plums. Let's get the mic. Oh, mic's on.
You're
we just go.
You're like Kramer, the gas needles.
Yeah,
I can just keep going.
I'm just keep going. Let's go. I mean, I had to pee at some point, but that's neither here nor there. So the reason,
too much fun.
Part of the reason why I wanted to do the Christmas parade today, and shout out to everybody who enjoyed the coverage of the Raleigh Christmas parade. It was the technological challenge to see if we could pull it off. I mean, we really did it with my laptop, a Rodecaster, a couple of webcams.
I was gonna say that camera was, I thought, really good. The one we had on the street, the one that was focused on the street.
Yeah. So these are technically better, but that's neither here nor there. But the point is that we did it with 2 webcams, one on us, one on the parade, and a couple of iPhones and some wireless mics. I was like, can we do this? Yeah, we did it. So I was excited about that, and everybody enjoyed it. So everybody had a good time. Sometimes you just got to do these things to see if you can do them. And the problem is we did it, and now there's an expectation to do it again next year. So
yeah, we're ready.
Hope you're ready. Hope you're ready. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up. Big thanks to Bloomin Blinds. They bring you the After Darks. We've got one more football After Dark to do. That is next Saturday. Joe, speaking of technology, we're going to put technology to the test because you will be at Carter Finley Stadium in the parking lot, correct?
We are, yes. I'll have the Bob.
So I'm gonna have
Bob Barker mic.
I'm gonna have to show you how to use that thing.
Can't wait.
So it's gonna be really, really exciting. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up. Big thanks to Bloomin Blinds. Big thanks to everybody else. We will see you on Monday.